Hello and welcome to a CBK Gaming video. Join us as we discuss and review Warfighter Shadow War. So what is Warfighter Shadow War? More importantly, does it belong in your collection? And if you already own some of the Warfighter series of games, do you need this one? I think from us, yes, this is a great addition to your Warfighter collection. I don't think it's the game to buy first. I think this is almost a big box addition to Warfighter, the tactical card game, the modern day game. And I'll explain why. So the rules are a natural flow of that game.
Yes.
It came after it. There is a natural flow of learning from the base game and then picking this game up. Shadow War contains a number of extra little rules that allow for that stealth gameplay, that allow for a much more different feel. And my concern buying these two games was, are they going to just feel the same, one in the day, one at night? They are very different in feel and gameplay. Shadow War begins in a way that you're slowly working your way towards the objective. The hostiles that come onto the map, they are unaware of your presence, and you have to choose whether to take them down or whether to carry on, whether to use skills and cards to get round them. You have a number of objectives. Some of them might be to cause a meltdown in nuclear power plants, some of them might be a hostage rescue. You'll have a set of skills, so you've got things like pick locks, hacking, a shadow ability which allows you to reduce the amount of noise that you make, adaptive eyes which is really good for using your night vision to actually see your surroundings more clearly than some others do. You have an alarm tracker, you have a sound tracker, and all of this adds up to quite tense gameplay until you hit that alarm, or you trip an alarm, or you have you set some explosives off, a chain of explosives. You can create diversions and distractions. It's a very well thought out, very well played game, and we really enjoy it. Whereas Warfighter, the Special Forces card game, is more get in, do the task. There are tasks to achieve, but it feels a much quicker, fluid game. There is one style to it.
Yeah, I felt with the base game, to move from location to location, you've got to deal with the enemy that are there, and it's, can we survive this gunfight and get out of it without taking sort of any or too many injuries. This one, Shadow War, is, can we sneak past the enemy without triggering alarm, without getting them to think there's something there and to investigate. And so the base mechanics of moving are very similar, but the reasons why you're doing it and how you get to do it are very, very different in feel, and it's really, really well done.
Well, the Special Forces card game is a game of attrition. Can I survive and can I trip the enemy? Whereas Shadow War is more, can I get past? Can I be seen? And sometimes you will have to engage the enemy. You have a choice then. Do you identify them fully? So there are two states. Unlike the Special Forces card game, where there is an enemy face down, you'll turn it face up, and that's what you see. In Shadow War, you have two sides to that card. You have the side that you see at the moment, and underneath is a detected or revealed card. So you can use your night goggles to identify that card, so you can turn that card over, and you might identify that it's a civilian walking past. It might be a group of gunmen. It could be nothing, just shadow. And that's where this game excels, I think.
Yeah.
It is, I don't want to kill a civilian, so we're going to identify all of these cards. We're going to make sure that we identify these cards.
And you don't want to be shooting at the wind and causing noise, which could alert other soldiers when it's just the wind and there's nothing there.
And you have to remember that there's a consequence to engaging, and that's you're going to generate sound. And that sound will increase. The further that increases, the more likely it is that a hostile might go for an alarm. You have a number of actions to that alarm going off. So if you have 3 actions, you will have 3 opportunities, if you have those opportunities available, to terminate that hostile. But it's not easy. This game is a lot harder than the tactical Special Forces tactical card game. This game also contains a number of extras, such as you have to be cognizant of how you're going to insert, how you're going to extract. They set mission boundaries, so maybe that it's going to increase the distance you're going to have to travel. It may be that you can only take a small amount of gear with you. You have the mission, the objective, which can change what you can do, what you can take, gives you those points to spend on your equipment. This game also contains a number of different roles, some different skills. One of those skills is JTAC, so you can actually call in an F-15, or you've got Reapers that you can call in. You've got laser designators that you might have to set up. It's it really goes all in on that sneaky feel to the game.
Yeah.
I personally really enjoy that. The skills are set around that, but this game is fully able to be integrated with the Special Forces card game. So there are skills here that you can buy for the characters and the player characters, the squad soldiers and the soldiers of the Special Forces card game. So you can actually upskill them to be able to come and play in Shadow War. There are a lot of different weapons. There's different ammunition types. So you've got subsonic ammunition. You've also got black ammo. So subsonic will remove some of the possibility of doing damage. You might hit, but whether you can actually break their cover or not could be is reduced and could be a problem, especially with some of the ones that have much stronger armor in this game, whether that's body armor, whether they're in a vehicle or just in cover. Black ammo, which doesn't give you any negatives but costs, so you have to pay points to get that ammunition. All in all, a great fun addition to the Warfighter series. There's a lot I really enjoy. I think there's a couple of negatives to the game. One, I really like the neoprene mat. I think that's really good. But the actual board, you get the neoprene mat in the spooky box. Otherwise, you have the normal mat, which I find really, for some unknown reason, is really shiny. It's just me. Yeah. It's very reflective, and I can't always see what's on the board. That's probably just my old eyes. But that's something personally I don't like, and I know some other players don't like either. The quality of the cards and the card stock, again, There's a lot of expansions you can get for this that I highly recommend. The quality of the print seems to differ on the cards. Not as much as it differed on the Special Forces card game. It seems a lot more consistent, but there is still some difference in that print and overall feel of the cards. And it's quite a difference, and that can be quite frustrating, especially when you've got the action cards, and you have all the action cards there, and you can clearly see one is from an expansion rather than from the base game. But these are nitpicking. This is me trying to find some things to be completely honest about the game, and that's all I can come up with. I really enjoy this series of games. I really enjoy DVG series of games. I've bought a lot of them recently, backing a lot of them on Kickstarter as well. You get a lot of tokens, and you get a lot for your money. In the UK, I expect with everything going on, they're going to go up in price, but I haven't seen it yet. You're looking at between £45 and £50–55 sensibly. There are some places that really price gouge DVG games because they're quite hard to find in the UK at times. So I've seen this going for £100. Even at the UK Games Expo, there were some people selling this for £100 next to some of the guys that are selling it for £45, £50. So just be aware of that. If you are interested and you live in the UK and buying this game, do shop around, do have a look around, because you can get this for a lot cheaper, half the price in some instances. And the expansions themselves, I've seen them going for £30, when other places are selling £15 to £18. So I do highly recommend shopping around, having a look around, or even going on to DVG's own shop, buying from there. You will pay a little bit more for import, depending on how much you spend, but actually you can get them. If you can't find them in the UK, you can get quite a good deal, depending on how much you buy. We certainly have done. Other things to bring out. So we did mention combat. Sorry, I've been sort of all over the place here. Combat is a little bit different in this game. As we mentioned, when you engage with a hostile, you have to identify it. You'll see on the screen now the two different card types, the front face and then the rear of the card. And you don't roll dice initially. You draw a card. You have to have a bag. You draw a token, not a card, sorry. And on that token will give you a modifier to your hit value and your defeat cover value. And sometimes that might be EKIO, so you have killed the enemy with no reload. You don't have to roll. This makes the game, and these increase it quite significantly and make it quite easy to kill unaware hostiles, which makes sense. You are Special Forces, you are well trained, you have the advantage, and that really does make it feel like you have the advantage, and goes some way to counteracting taking subsonic ammunition or having to use suppressed weapons, suppressed SMGs rather than long rifles, etc., etc. If you then go to alarm, you don't use these, you roll the dice as normal. Sometimes these tokens will tell you +4, +0, so you add that to your dice roll, so that will be +4 to your hit and +0 to your defeat cover. Recommend that the reason that I recommend that you get this from the other game as a continuation is a lot of those cards work nicely in here, especially equipment. Getting those extra red dot sights and some of the skills will help you build quite interesting characters, different interesting soldier sets. Overall, yes, this belongs in your collection if you like these type of games. Yes, this game is an addition, a good addition to the Warfighter series. With the one caveat, I would buy it as an add-on once you have bought the Special Forces tactical card game. It feels like a natural progression. I would recommend getting Spooky. It's great to put the cards in, and if, like us, you buy a lot of these cards and you buy a lot of the game, you build the game up, you're going to need this storage.
Yeah. And for me, I don't play a lot of war games, so for me, I'm more into the sort of thematic side of things. And playing the Special Forces one, I felt like I was watching Clear and Present Danger. I felt like it made me want to go back and watch that film. I felt I was in the jungle with these guys doing it. With this one, it's SEAL Team.
Yes.
I'm with SEAL Team. I've got the night vision goggles on. I can picture it because of that show, and it's got a brilliant thematic feel with it as you're sneaking past these people, and are they going to go for the alarm or not? It's very cleverly done, and it's a nice transition that you get the sort of the core mechanics of the Special Forces game in your head, and then progress onto this and add on the night vision goggles, the alarms, the sound. It's a nice natural progression.
I think all left for us to say is thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing. Apologise for Storm barking throughout the background. Unfortunately, we are mid-move at the moment. There's a lot of people moving outside and doing bits and pieces, so she's a little bit disrupted, so we do apologise for the barking. She has got a licky mat, so she should be enjoying peanut butter rather than barking at kids running around outside. With that, this is the last video in this property. We are moving next week to a lovely part of the country down in Hampshire. The new games room is going to be something to behold, with beams and herringbone brickwork. I'm really looking forward to getting the games room set up. On top of that, we've ordered a new Geek and Sun table. So we're going to have 2 game tables in the house, and we're getting the GM table, absolutely beautiful. The Geek and we've talked to the Geek and Sun guys. We're going to be getting our own CBK Gaming symbol carved into the table as well, and we've put a lot of bells and whistles on the table. That's going to be phenomenal. Cannot wait for that. That's going to be the early part of next year, and we'll be doing a review of the CBK Gaming tables now that we've had this one for what, 4 years, 5 years. We'll do a review of the new table as well, and we really look forward to bringing weekly videos. We will be going back to weekly videos. It's just been an absolute nightmare with moving and boxing everything up, but also getting through the move process. So thank you, and really look forward to where we're going in the future with the new house, new property, some more videos. We are going to be reviewing next Everrain. We've played it enough. I think we're going to get that review done. That'll be probably the first review in our new house. The second review will be Massive Darkness 2. We've wanted to play a few more scenarios because we're not very happy with it. We can say right now, I don't think it's going to be an overly positive review. And we're trying to find out whether it's just the scenarios or whether the changes they've made to the gameplay have just made it boring, in fairness. So we'll see what that's like. But thank you very much, and see you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.